guys, welcome back to my channel. It is Mrs. Chow back here today. Today I wanted to talk about things that I wish I knew before qualifying as a chartered accountant. I will touch on 5 of those things. Firstly guys, I need to say this very importantly. It's definitely not an easy journey to qualify as a chartered accountant. It requires so much from you, especially the studying. We know that you do 3 years of a degree, 1 year of honors, and then you do 3 years of articles. And in those 3 years of articles, you still have 2 board exams to write while you're working. So I must really be real. It really is not an easy journey. It needs you to really be vested in it. You must really want to finish the journey. In terms of studying in varsity, you will be spending most of your time studying. Have you seen the standard books that CA students carry across campus? So you can imagine the material that you need to cover. For me personally, I think first, second year, it's a bit okay. You can still balance varsity and the studying quite well and the social experience. But from third year onwards and honors, when I think back really for myself, third year I did not have any social life. Honors, it was even worse. You spend your time at campus, in lectures, at campus, at the library, or at your place in res or wherever you're staying, and you are studying. I would study the whole day through. I would study all the weekends. And for me, what did help is the fact that most of my social circle, they were either BCom students or specifically accountants, so they really did understand the requirements that it needed. But really, you need to know that you must be willing to sacrifice a lot of those things during those periods of studying. And it really does go well, but you need to focus, you need to be dedicated. Hence, I always think if a person wants to be a CA, they must do it for themselves. They must have that personal conviction that, you know what, I want to do this for myself. Because if you're doing it for any other reasons and you're not really convicted yourself, it's not going to be worthwhile. Secondly, what I wish I knew is that it actually does help for you to know a number of people who are already qualified as chartered accountants or who are just ahead of the journey slightly compared to yourself. And by this, I don't mean know people with years of experience as CAs in the industry. You can just take a simple example of when you get to campus in first year or when you start your first year of studying, your tutors are usually third year. And you can use that opportunity to build relationship with them, and you can always connect with them at a later stage. Say you're in third year or in honors, and you can connect with them via social media and just ask questions. It really does help. I think about my journey, and I had to make a lot of decisions through my own personal research, and it could have really helped if I had a few people to bounce ideas with or to ask some questions. I'll give you examples of instances where I really believe it would have been beneficial if I knew people are already qualified as CAs. In honors, I had to decide if I'm gonna go do my articles at an audit firm or I'm gonna go in industry like banking or other companies. And it would have helped if I had a few people who are already in practice, who are already in auditing or other companies, so that they can share their experiences with me, and I would have made more informed decisions. I definitely, for myself, made the best decision, which was to go to Big Four, but I really do think the process could have been easier, guys. And even when you get to the audit firm, you still then need to decide which sector you want to go to. You want to go to financial services, you want to go to the other sectors for auditing, and that's something else that you actually need to speak to people or just have a long-term thinking view, because it does matter which sector you do your articles in. When in audit, it does kind of shape your career. So had I had an opportunity to chat with more people, it would have been really great. So I do think have people that you can just contact even via social media. It doesn't have to be someone you have personally on your cell phone and you can meet up for lunch, but just drop them an email, drop them a LinkedIn message, and get their input on certain things. I really think that would make your journey easier. Third thing I wish I knew before I qualified as a chartered accountant, guys, there is no such thing such as a 9 to 5. When you're a CA, there is no such thing such as a 9 to 5. The type of work, regardless of what industry you practice in, just the type of work that's required from you really needs you to give a bit more in terms of hours. So you need to know this upfront. Even during your articles, I mean, there were times would be auditing companies and would be at their premises till 12 midnight, so time is really something that you need to dedicate to your career, and you need to know this and make sure that people around you also understand that. So auditing, it was hectic hours, and then you start working and you realize that actually for the career that I am in, this is kind of the norm. You do make it work, you do become better at balancing over time, but do not think that you have a career where you are working a 9 to 5 days a week. It doesn't work like that. The fourth thing that I wish I knew before qualifying as a chartered accountant, guys, you must not have high expectations in terms of your salary when you're a trainee. During these 3 years, you do get paid. But for me, I thought I went through one of the most challenging degrees and I survived. I went through honors, which was so hectic that most people don't even make it through. So there must be a reward for me to have made it to the article stage. Was I not shocked when I got my first salary? I mean, I'll be honest, guys, you're gonna have a comfortable living, you're gonna have an apartment, you're gonna have a car, you're gonna live comfortably, you're not gonna struggle financially, but you're not gonna be rolling in it. You need to know that you're not gonna be paid as a chartered accountant yet. You have not qualified, you're still training. So I think for me it would have helped if my mindset was like ready, because I got the shock of my life when I got my first salary, and then afterwards I realized actually this is okay, and I can survive and do well with it. Like, it's really not bad, guys, but just be prepared that you're not a CA at that stage, okay? You're gonna live a normal life. You can even buy property. I know that I bought my first property while I was still doing my articles. So really, it's good, guys. It's really good, but it's not CA money, not at all. And the fifth thing, guys, I wish I really knew is that chartered accountants are really not just number crunchers. When you're in high school and you're reading up on CA and the requirements to get to varsity to qualify as a CA, it's all about maths and being good at it, and accounting, you're thinking numbers. But really, it has changed. You really must have a good understanding of the numbers. But as a CA, it doesn't necessarily mean you'll be sitting there crunching numbers the whole day. We are at a point whereby CAs are really expected to speak about the numbers, to make people understand the numbers better, to help people make decisions using the numbers. So it's not just you inputting the numbers, but it's about helping the business as a whole be able to make key decisions with those numbers. You find that even in varsity, the type of exams that you get, it's no longer just numbers only. I used to get shocked in varsity where you would get a question and it would be 60 marks and it will say answer this qualitatively. So in your mind, you already have an answer to this question because you can do the calculations, but you need to write and speak through it so that someone else in business can understand. It's the same as the board 2 exam. The first board exam, which you write in your first day of articles, it's still quite technical, but the second board exam, which you write in your second year of articles, is actually very qualitative. So they're trying to shape us to be business leaders, not just people who input the numbers. And you actually appreciate this because when you look at industry, just by looking at the JSE listed companies, you will see that most of the CEOs are chartered accountants. And at a CEO level, you need to think strategically, you need to think in terms of operations, you need to think in terms of finances. So it's quite wide and it's not just the numbers only. So CASA really prepares you for the real world and to be a leader in business. So that's really something that I appreciate now. But when you go into it, you must know that so that you don't get the shock of your life when you get those types of exam questions. In closing, guys, I can honestly say the CASA career really does open doors for you. I actually did a video about what do chartered accountants do. Please do check it out. You will see that in this video I mentioned the different career paths that a CA can take. It's really not just being an accountant in finance. There's more that you can be doing. You can be in banking, you can be in tax, you can stay and be in auditing. There's a lot of options. You can be in management accounting, you can be in strategy. There's a lot of career options that are available for a CA because the skill set that it offers you is quite broad, and the designation is still well respected in industry. So I really do think it's definitely worth it. If you put your mind in it and you commit to it, guys, it will really pay off. I did say, for instance, be prepared for articles that you're not going to be paid as a CA. But trust me, when you get to that point and you really qualify as a chartered accountant and you get that job that needs a qualified chartered accountant, it is so worth it. Your lives will change because of the designation. The opportunities that will come, and you'll also be like rewarded for it. I did say that you're going to put in long hours of work, but that comes with specific rewards. So even financially, guys, I must put this to you. It is worth it. It is worth all those years of studying. It is worth all those sacrifices. You know, it really puts you at a different entry level in terms of the job market. So most people, when they get to third year, they actually think, I have a degree and I can get a good job. And really, with just a BCom accounting degree, you get a good job. But personally, when you think about the type of job and the income band that you have for the rest of your life when you're just a normal accountant with a degree compared to when you're a chartered accountant, it's really materially different. I would still do it again. If I was to go back to third year and decide if I'm continuing with the path, I would definitely still do it again. It's a good life. It's stimulating even mentally. You get a job that challenges you. So I really highly recommend it, and I just thought I should share these things with you to help you in your journey. And I hope it's going well, whether you're studying or you're thinking of the career. All the best, guys, and please do drop any questions that you might have relating to the career. But as I said, I've done a video that touches on what chartered accountants actually do. I've done a video that touches on my whole journey to qualify as a chartered accountant. I've also done a video that touches on whether you should do your articles in auditing or in industry. So I think those would actually be good for you to have a look at. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. I hope this was super helpful. Love you so much. Bye.